Hi there, in a previous tutorial we had a look at what a function is and how we can use functions in R, and this tutorial leads on from that to have a look at how we can string functions together using something called the pipe operator. So to recap a previous tutorial, we were working with some data that comes from Spotify, and Spotify has some metrics that it uses for the songs in its database. So it kind of has these ratings of songs, and they rate them based on their danceability, energy levels, loudness, things like that. So there's lots of information. And basically we have this information from Spotify about every Iron Maiden studio album track that is on Spotify, at least up until a few years ago. Now we access these data through my R package, the Discover package. And if we have a look up here, this is the line of code that we use to read the data in. So that's all in a previous tutorial. We're going to build on the Quarto document that we were using in that previous tutorial. So we can see that line of code here. And just to kind of refresh your memory, if we execute that line of code, it creates an object called eddytib. And in our environment, we can look at eddytib and see that it contains lots of variables. If we want to view it, we can double click on it, press Command Return, and we can have a look at what's in the data. So we can see we've got album names, track names, and then all these Spotify metrics. Now imagine we wanted to do some stuff with this data object, this data frame. So let's say we wanted to retain only 4 of the variables. So it's a big data set and we just wanted to focus in on 4 of the variables. And the variables we want are the album name, the track name, the year, and the energy. But also we only want to retain the Iron Maiden albums from the classic era, so before the year 1990. Now, how we can do this is to use some functions from a package known as dplyr, which is in a sort of umbrella package called Tidyverse. So as long as we've got Tidyverse loaded, we can use dplyr. And there are 2 functions well, there's lots of functions in dplyr, but the 2 functions we can use are a function called select, which is designed to allow us to choose variables within a data frame, and a function called filter, which allows us to filter rows of a data frame. So we can set a condition and say, only give us the rows that meet this condition. So one way of doing this is to use the code that's on the screen up there. So we could, first of all, create a version of our data where we select only the variables that we want. Now remember that functions have arguments. The select and filter functions, they have an argument called .data, which is where you tell it what data object you want to use. And then beyond that, for the select function, you just literally type in the names of the variables that you want. So what this first line of code is doing is it's saying create an object called energy_tib, and we create it from, that's what that little arrow does, the function select, and then within that function, the instructions we give it are to use the object eddytib, that's our big data file, and then after that, separated by commas, we just list the variables we want. We say we want album name, track name, year, energy. I'm going to create a new section of my Quarto document, and I'm going to insert a code chunk, and I'm going to give my code chunk a label because that's good practice. Labels can't have spaces. Okay, so we've got a new code chunk to work with. So I'm just going to paste in that first line of code to save me typing, it's a bit quicker. So what happens when we execute this line of code? So because my cursor's on that line, I can just hit Command Return. I'm on a Mac. And what happens? Well, seemingly nothing happens, but in fact, we've created an object called energytib. So if we look up here in our environment, we can see energytib. If we click on this sort of blue play button, we can see that energytib contains 4 variables: album name, track name, year, energy. So that's using that select function has allowed us to take eddytib, which if we look up here, eddytib is much bigger. There's lots more variables in eddytib. And we've used select. So we've said take eddytib and then just select those 4 variables. So that's what we've ended up with in energytib. So that's job 1 kind of done. Now, what about the filtering? Well, we saw on the other screen that we could use this code to do the filtering. So we could create another object called classic tib, because we're just focusing on the classic albums or the classic era. And within our filter function, we have an argument .data to tell the function what data to use. And here, just note that we're not using editib, we're using energy tib. So we're using the smaller version of the data that we've just created. And we are setting an instruction that says if the variable year is less than 1990, in other words, if it's before 1990, then we want to retain those values. So again, let's execute that line of code. And just as I do that, keep your eyes focused up here on our environment and see what happens. Okay, a new object's been created, classic tib. And it also contains 4 variables. It contains 4 variables because we created this object based on energy tib, which had 4 variables in. But the crucial thing is, if you have a look at energy tib, it has 163 observations. So there are 163 rows in that data object, whereas classic tib only has 59. So we've filtered out all the albums after 1990. So we can have a look at classic tib. And there we go. It starts with a 1988 album, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. Okay, so that's one way we can use functions to do sort of different things. So we can take a data frame, we can select some variables from it, we can select rows from it and end up with something different. We can manipulate that data frame to give us a sort of a different version of it. But we had to do 2 steps there. We had to create energy tib, and then we had to use energy tib to create classic tib. And, you know, that's fine, but we're creating lots of objects. And in this case, we're not interested in energy tib. We just wanted classic tib. So we've ended up creating something as a step towards the thing we actually want. This is where the pipe operator comes in. So the pipe operator is a bit of syntax in R, which allows us to string together different functions. So we can start off with one function, and then whatever that function outputs, we sort of push that into the next function. So you can literally think of it like a pipe. So in terms of what we want to do, which is select some variables and then filter the data frame, you can think of this like you take your initial data, editib, and then it's like it's flowing through a water pipe, and then at some point you kind of open the valve. That's what the pipe operator is. It's like opening a valve, and then editib sort of slides through the pipe down into the next function. The next function is select. So we might tell it, okay, in select, we want to pick out the variables album name, track name, year, energy. And then what comes out of that function, again, it goes up to the tap, and the pipe function is like undoing the tap, so that then the output from select can roll down the pipe into filter, where we then filter the rows. In here, instead of doing this sort of kind of cumbersome thing, we can instead use a pipe. And we can see what's going on by executing the bits of the pipe as we go along. This is just for illustrative purposes. So we've got editib. So there you go. Notice this is a tibble of data, which is 163 rows by 17 columns. It's basically there's 17 variables, 163 rows. If we just execute this part of the pipe, this has changed. We've still got our 163 rows, but now we only have 4 variables. And the 4 variables we've got are the ones we selected: album name, track name, year, energy. And then if we execute the whole pipe, then we now have a tibble or data frame that has 59 rows and 4 columns. So we've retained those 4 columns of album name, track name, year, and energy, but we've now filtered out any of the rows where year is less than 1990. One of the huge benefits of this is your code becomes really readable. You can really see what's going on here. Oh, I've got some data. The data is going into select, where I'm selecting some variables. And then once I've done that, I'm then filtering. So the stages of the process are kind of really clearly mapped out. Now, if you wanted to save this rather than just have a look at it, we can give it a name and use the assignment operator. And then when we execute this bit of code, it will create classic tib using that pipe. So it's the same result as what we got from using sort of 2 steps, but we end up with much cleaner, easier to read code.